with the coaches. There's two of them, right? That's why, because they are.
Good afternoon. It is February 12th, 2015, and I call this City of Tarpon Springs Code Enforcement Board meeting to order. Would anyone like to give our invocation this afternoon?
I'll do it. I mean, like I said, as long as you don't critique too much, I'll do it.
Let's go ahead and stand.
You're not eating.
Lord, please direct this Code Enforcement Board of the City of Tarpon Springs for this coming year and this first meeting for the new elected chairman and co-chairman to do the right job for the city, to represent the Code Enforcement Board. In his name, Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. And our Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Bessie?
Here.
Mr. Sableski?
Here.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Ms. C. Casey?
Here.
Mr. Kramer?
Here.
Mrs. Archer? Here. Mr. DeMasis?
Here.
Mr. Plunkett?
Here.
Mrs. Dabbs? Here. Thank you. That sleeps roll call.
Thank you. Code Enforcement Board hearing procedures. And please, if anyone has a cell phone, would you turn them off at this time? It is the intention of this board to promote, protect, and improve the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of Tarpon Springs by providing an equitable, effective, and inexpensive method of enforcing various codes within the city of Tarpon Springs. Any aggrieved party may appeal a final administrative order of this board to the circuit court. Such an appeal shall be filed within 30 days of the execution of the order to be appealed. Florida Statute 286.0105 requires any party appealing a decision of this board to have a record of the proceedings to support such an appeal. The procedure of this board follows with each case on its agenda is as follows. First, the city presents its witnesses and exhibits, after which the violator is able to ask the city's witnesses any specific questions regarding their testimony. Secondly, the violator is allowed to make a presentation and present any evidence or documents. Then the city can question the violator's witnesses. After both rounds of testimony, both on the part of the city and on the part of the violator, each party is asked to give a closing statement, first by the city, then the violator. After those steps are taken, this board then closes the public hearing portion of the case to discuss it and take appropriate action. Before we begin the public hearings, we will have all potential witnesses stand up and be sworn in by the secretary of the board.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give us whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Well then, let's go ahead and I'm just going to make a note. It is a special day for us. We do have a guest standing in for Mr. Trask, Miss
Regina Kardash.
Thank you. And of course, this is our first meeting without Miss Sanner, and Officer Gasson is representing the city today. Our new business, case number 14-8000757.
Yes, sir. And we have photographs in this
Mr.
case
Chairman,
as well.
if I could be recognized
Yes,
before we proceed any further, I'd like it noted on the record that this particular property is within 4 lots of my own home. It's not on the same street, but it's a house that I pass every single day. It's within 4 lots of my own. I still feel that I can render a fair and impartial decision, but I'd like the record to clearly reflect that I am a close neighbor of this particular property. I have never met the owners, have never seen them to the best of my knowledge, so I can only say that I'd like it noted that I do have a home that is very close to this one.
It'll be noted. Thank you, Mr. DeMoses.
Excuse me. for interrupting
All
you,
right,
sir.
no problem. Mr. Chairman, I have photographs that we'll provide to the board.
Please.
I'm Officer Steve Gasson, City of Tarpon Springs Police Department. The case number that you mentioned, 14-800000757, it's property listed at 2116 Harbor Watch Drive, listed owners of Dan and Sherry Janiksen, Jannicksen. I picked up this case later on, but I'll go from the notes. The case started on October 8th of 2014. There was a complaint received from a Michael Giolarakis, referenced the property listed above is not being maintained. The complaint has had his landscaper mow the front of the property. On October 14th of 2014, a site visit was conducted. The front and sides had been mowed, but the backyard is overgrown. The pool cover's off and the pool water is green and unsanitary. Some of the siding is rotting, as are the support posts for the rear steps and porch. On October 14th, a notice of violation was issued. The property owner of record, as determined by the Pinellas County Tax Collector or by the Pinellas County Property Appraiser's Office, mailed the notice of the violation to Nation Star Mortgage LLC. On December 2nd of 2014, a reinspection was done with no change to any of the aforementioned items. On December 4th of 2014, notice of hearing was issued. It was sent certified mail first class for the property owner of record, as stated above, Nation Star Mortgage LLC. On December 29th of 2014, Inspector Sanner received a call from Doug York. He wanted to know what needed to be done to bring the property into compliance. He's having to go out to bids for the repairs. I took over the case and posted the property on January 27th of this year. I took photographs at that time, and based on what I saw, the condition was basically the same as what was originally noticed or was initially observed on October 14th. Yesterday, I did a reinspection. These are the photos that I provided the board. There was no change there, and the property is still showing in violation of City Code 8-40, 8-52, IPMC 9-1, IPMC Section 301.1, Section 301.1, 304.6, and 304.10.
Thank you, Officer Gasson. Sure. Does the board have any questions for the city? Mr. Plunkett?
Yes, officer, on the swimming pool, what we saw that was covered over with lattice work.
Yeah, I mean, the original note said the pool cover is off and the pool water is green and unsanitary. When I inspected it and took photographs of it, it did have a safety cover on it, which is the lattice work that you saw. I couldn't tell the condition. It still had water in it, but I couldn't tell the condition of it without going inside the fence, which I didn't do.
Okay, do you think that people could get in there, or kids, for example, and
I don't believe so. There's woodwork and wire lattice over the top of
Okay.
it, and I believe that's acceptable.
that's all I care? Thank you.
We'll give everyone an opportunity to view the photos, and then we'll enter those into evidence.
Are these condos?
No. No, it's a single-family home
Single-family home.
in the Harbor Watch subdivision.
And it's a vacant?
Yeah, it's a pretty good-sized house.
Yeah.
Has it been foreclosed, officer? Do you know?
I have no knowledge of that.
Okay. What a shame.
Bobby, will you take those into evidence, please?
Yes, sir.
If no one has any questions, would someone like to put forth a motion?
I'd like to ask a couple more questions. Is the pool, is there an enclosure?
There is another fence around the outside of the pool. It looks like to be a 3 to 4 foot PVC fence. It's picketed, so you can see through the fence, but it's not a 6-foot privacy fence.
We get a little concerned about pools that are nasty and, If a kid were to walk in there, a 10-year-old were to walk in there and could he fall in that pool and go through what is on top of that?
I was a 10-year-old boy once. I could get into anything if I wanted to. So, I mean, that's strictly up to opinion. I would say it would be more of a legal issue, whether or not it meets the requirements for it to be safely. Otherwise, it's strictly an opinion.
Okay, thank you.
And for the record, there's no one here to represent the claimant.
I don't mind making a motion.
Oh, excuse me, for the property owner.
Okay, I move based on the testimony, evidence, facts presented in law that at the time of the alleged violations, 8-40, 8-52, IPMC 9-1, IPMC Section 301.3, Section 303.1, Section 304.6, and Section 304.10 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Tarpon Springs were enforced. The respondent has until the 15th, the 15th day of March 2015 to come into compliance with the code sections, or a fine of $100 per day shall be imposed for each day thereafter that the respondent remains in violation of the said code sections.
Second.
Any comments? Can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Plunkett,
Yes.
Mr. DeBonis,
Yes.
Mrs. Archer,
Yes.
Mr. Kramer,
Yes.
Ms. Vaquesi,
Yes.
Mr. Zableski,
Yes.
Mr. Vesey,
Yes.
your motion carries.
Gee, these new cordboard people are doing their job, man.
I know.
Everything
Meeting's
else is
almost
complied.
We don't mess around.
I thought Cindy was gone.
That being our only new business, that would take us to our affidavits of non-compliance, please.
Well, I did those for the last 2 years. I guess I might as well continue.
That's right. Nobody does it better.
I move we accept the affidavits of noncompliance in case 14-800000693. That's it. Only one. Thank you.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion carried.
Motion carries. May I,
I move we accept the affidavits of compliance in case 09-800011118, case 10-800000881, case 13-800000843, and case 14-800000469.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Looks like
We
it
need a
carries.
second on both of those. I
Oh, excuse me,
apologize.
thank you.
I'll second.
Both
of them.
Okay, sorry. One moment, I'm sorry.
That's right, it's his first day again.
I know. New
Write it
kid.
down for him.
We have no old business. We have a motion for approval of minutes.
So move.
Second.
All of them?
Yeah, all of them.
All the minutes have been approved.
Okay. I'm sorry, who was our second? You're quick. Thank you, Mr.
Are
DeMont.
there any public comments? Any board and staff comments?
Well,
Everybody have a
Yes, sir.
wonderful, happy
No.
Valentine's.
I do have
Wait.
one. Miss Annie Dabbs, our alternate, and I think, did I read that you were participating in a historical event? Have you been in charge of a historical event recently?
Yes, I set up a Black History exhibit at the Train Depot Museum, and it'll be there until the end of this month. They're open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 4.
And did I see in that article that you were one of the original students there was something special about you. I think I saw your picture as a young...
You saw my fourth grade picture at Union Academy School. It's on display down there.
I don't think they had cameras.
Fourth grade.
It's a very interesting piece of history, and I wanted to give credit where it was due. It was really nice to see your smiling face.
Yes, so if you haven't seen the exhibit, stop in and see it.
I will.
That picture's what, 10, 15 years old now, right?
Are there any other comments?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
I want to welcome our new chairman and co-chairman here. It's a fun job. Have fun with it. Not as serious as you want to make it. Have fun.
Thank you.
And also the attorney who is sitting in for our normal attorney, thank you very much for your participation and this typically easy code board.
Thank you. It was my pleasure to be here today and wonderful to meet all of you. And hopefully if Tom ever is unable to serve again, I'll probably be here in his stead. So
It will be good.
Well, you made it nice and quick today.
Well then, at 2:16, I'm going to adjourn today's meeting.
That's a new record. Put that one in the books.
Hey, you even beat